the total lack of unconfidence. You know, in real life, people would say that's not how it works. Would it be exactly how it works? That's the same logic on why life itself exists. Like, I mean, that's a big thing. Women love confident men. It's just like how life works. Yeah. Like, why would you freak out about some of this? Like, I mean,
Auntie's bones. Shouted at you too, did he? He just went out back to carouse with the latest.
I looked down in my head knowing that it's not me moving my mind or head. But, you know, the weird vibe check of somebody, you know, not being able to handle itself. See, you know, when we say pulling a soul, it turns into, I felt like something was off, so I walked off a little bit. For somebody to go, I literally just had like a weird vibe. Kind of going, because I didn't have a hat on. My forehead, like my skin stretching back. You know, like stress a little bit. It's not even that, it's my eyeball too. You know, I just didn't feel exactly my hottest that day. You know, today, actually. For me to go, that the simplest fact of the matter is it's just somebody else going, I don't know, it just didn't seem right to me that day.
My dear friend, Headman Böçcóè
is
is sleeping off the attentions of these two
the
lovely
theory of
ladies.
everything.
They are quite a handful.
Everybody messes up, you know, few actual interactions. Now, if we argue in Robot Chicken, it turns into, my God, it's in Robot Chicken. You're literally trying to control the actual effect of all life itself, reality. I don't know why they felt like that. I can immediately. It's literally just the person seems a little bit off. It turns into how fast in real life it also has the ability to refix itself, but it's a little bit harder and more permanent if somebody doesn't do that. That's why they still can get back together and whatnot. The other thing was, it wasn't actually me, it was somebody else using the actual logic of I have the ability to see everybody in Robot Chicken to do this activity of stopping the actual things from happening. Now I know that's like, you know, X-Files, blah blah blah, to anyone who actually really cares or listens to it. But, you know, it's like, this person's not upset at you, but I'm using somebody else's soul as an actual blanket to cover it up. The actual activity of, now I am upset because I have problems with my husband, and I know it. That's what the woman would be like, just like me watching the woman and the husband interact. But when they interact and have a pretty much good, perfectly normal time, not having a singular problem at all. But, you know, a different, you know, vibe check, you know, a person with a, you know, a little bit of a... I stuttered. I don't stutter, is the actual activity. Old. Someone who looks like me. I can go, my God. I'm stuttering, I'm nervous, I'm upset. The only thing I can actually immediately see is that the male has a solid, like, disdain and untrust of the female, which is extremely attractive. Someone else is doing it. It's the equivalency of you felt like a random thought too small in your head, moving a little bit outside yourself. But it's like within like the barriers of your mind. Like that's a hallucination, but it's not Euclidean in geometries. Not from the position of not being 3D or anything, but the position of it literally being something that would not actually exist in the logic of that is where the hallucination would take place. I mean, that hallucination does not have grounding in the actual real-world sense in a 3D modicum from the position of making sense to the actual visual apparatus of your eyeballs, seeing the world and rendering it, synthesizing into the actual sense. But it's your mind. That's exactly why it's not Euclidean. What are you talking about? It makes complete sense. No one has trouble with that. I have a little bit of trouble. What do you mean? Stand in that location. That's weird. Right? They don't have the physical amount of space to stand in a location going, these are all the things that I have a problem with. You know, it's I can see that, well, how do I put it? My brain is saying that these are the reasons, because my brain has to regulate and justify the actual logics of why I would not feel good towards somebody familiar, etc., etc. Me to know, it turns into another individual mimicking and monitoring their actual emotion with the actual knowledge of what they are like in the position of seeing them every single day in Robot Chicken, with the extreme psychological underpinnings allowing them to see and notify themselves about what it is that allows them to tick and interact in a daily real-world sense. You know, people do that for a living, like their actual job, and when they actually act up and there's like an actual issue, it turns into, why is there an issue? I can't justify anything. It'd be like being in the, witness protection. And suddenly your ward, your charge, suddenly, throws a goddamn livid fit across every single part of the day. Everywhere, every single place, every single thing ever happening. Why are you doing this? Are you not happy? Why? All these things. I have to make sure you are happy for the actual activity of you being a witness so you do not leave protection and, pass away. It's like an investment. A goddamn robot chick.